Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and my craft table. If you're new, my name is Jen and I'm really glad you're here. In today's video, I'm going to be making a really fun Halloween door round, and this is going to have 3 layers of adhesive vinyl. I've got some transfer tape here. I do have some ribbon to make a hanger. I've got my scraper tool, my weeding tool, scissors. So let's go ahead and dive right into the project. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to find my design and then I want to cut it down. This is the vinyl that Kristen sent over as part of the fall collaboration box that we're doing together. So I thought that these 3 would make a great Halloween door round. So we have a yellow layer, and then this is a ginormous black layer, and I'm going to cut out all of this excess vinyl here. Okay, because this could be used for smaller crafts. Okay, so there will be that layer. And then we have this layer here. This is going to be the very back layer. And again, this is a pretty big amount of vinyl, but I do have a lot of real estate left over. We have 3 different layers going on. Now, this layer here, I purposefully have cut this layer bigger, just slightly, than my door round. And that way, if I got it a little bit off center, it wasn't too big of a deal. Okay. All right. And let's see, I'm trying to decide if I want to peel this back and just lay it down itself and then peel off the rest of the backer, or if I want to use the transfer tape for this one. Let me think about that for just a moment while we go ahead and weed everything else. All right, so this yellow layer is going to go behind the black layer. So I'm going to go ahead and get this weeded out, and then we can take a look at the black layer. Okay, so this layer right here, this is going to be the backlighting for my jack-o'-lanterns and for my home. So we're going to be cutting out like a little haunted house scene from the black, and then I'll just put this right behind it. So hopefully some of these window pieces that wanted to slide around a little bit, hopefully I got them back in the right place. But there we go with the yellow layer. Now this is the black layer. So this right here is going to take a moment to get weeded out. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and get this design weeded, and then we can work on putting all the pieces together. Okay, so this is my black layer here, and this yellow is going to go behind each of these and the house, and it's going to look so good, and I cannot wait. So let's go ahead and start getting this down on our transfer tape. so I've just exposed a little bit of the transfer tape. And I'm going to set this down just like that. Okay, get that all nice and pressed. Okay. Okay, and then I like to take a ruler to help just kind of press all this down as I'm pulling off this release paper here. I don't know that I need to go too much further. Whew, this is a ginormous piece. Okay, so now we're going to just burnish down. Okay, and then before I flip it over on the other side, I actually am going to trim off all of this excess. So I've had this transfer tape for a good while now, and I have liked it less and less as time has gone on, so I'm not worried about all of that extra. Okay, we're going to burnish down the front. We're going to burnish the back and the front. Okay. All right, now I'm going to pull up this carrier sheet. Okay, just like that. And then, I know it sounds weird, but I'm gonna just stick it right back over here in this area so that I don't mess up some of that vinyl, because I'm gonna be putting this down here in just a second. All right, so now I need to, okay, so before we do that, I'm going to tape this down to my mat so that hopefully this will not move while I'm trying to get these pieces on here. Okay. Move that out of the way, and then I'm going to lay this on top, and I'm going to try and get it as centered as possible. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, let's do this. Let's do our jack-o'-lanterns first. So I'm just lining this up over. Okay, that one is good. Okay, and when I pull that up, okay, and now I'm going to get this one. Okay, pull that up. And then we're going to cover this piece, and we'll cover this piece down here, and then we'll cover some of this up over here. So a little bit of masking, but I think it'll be much easier in the end if some of this other vinyl is kind of covered up. There we go. And that way I'm not sticking everything down to my mat, etc. Okay, now we're going to take this and I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Okay, these two windows right here, there's that door. Okay, so I got all of those. And then I'm going to do this side over here. Oop. Well, I got one pulled out of the way, so I'm going to have to fix this really fast. I keep moving that. Okay, I'll fix those in just a moment. There we go. Perfect. All right, I do have to fix this little window. Okay, got it all. All right, so here is this particular part of my image, and so far it looks fantastic. Okay, so it looks like this. Love it. And I am going to set this aside for just a moment, and I'm going to bring this in. Okay, so the question is, how close am I? I'm actually pretty darn close. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, I think I'll do half and then the other half. Okay, and in fact, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so we got half of it down. Go ahead and smooth that out. And I will be needing to cut around the edge, but I would rather do that than try to fight with an exact size. And I didn't want to have a brown wood circle or like an edging. I wanted it to be completely edge to edge. Okay. All right. So now this is completely edge to edge. And then let me move this out of the way because we're going to trim off this excess orange. All right, I'm going to bring around my revolving cutting mat and I'm going to get my True Control knife. Let's see. That's a pretty good amount. So then I'm just going to go around the edge. All right, that looks really good. Okay. Right, and then just for good measure, I'm going to just go over this with my brayer. Okay, love it. And the edges look great. And this is just a door round from Hobby Lobby, I believe. It's one of their super inexpensive ones, and it's like, I don't know, roughly 10 inches round. Okay, this is going to be the challenging part for me. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to utilize this very large piece here. I'm going to cover up all of my design so that I don't try and lay it down all at one time. Okay, so I'm going to take my strong magnets and I'm going to just see if I can get this knot to move so much. And I'm going to take this right here, fold it back, and then I'm going to place that. I want the edge of the black to meet up with the edge of the orange. Okay. All right, I think that's in the right spot. And boy, I sure hope so. Okay. Pull that back up just a smidge. All right. I think my outside black ring over here needs to be moved a little bit, but I think I'll be able to do that. Okay, and then I need to weed out those eyes of that little bat. Okay. And then I have a piece here that I need to weed out. All right, so let's start from this end where it is solid. Okay, now I do have a couple of things that I need to fix. I'm not sure. Oh, that's part of the design. Okay, this little bat right here, I forgot to weed that part off. So there's that. And then this little grass piece has decided to flip over itself. And then I have to rescue this one. Okay. And then this piece needs to go right here. Okay. All right. And then I don't know what happened to my other little black doorknob or black hole, so to speak. So I'm wondering if I can use a micron pen to fill that in. Okay, I think that looks great. And I have one more fix over here. I have to kind of pick up this black ring or part of my ring, and I just need to stretch it out just slightly to get to the edge. And then I got one more section up here. Just gotta get it to the edge of the round. That looks so good. Oh my goodness. I'm loving that. And then there is a little bit of a black part here that I could trim away. So let's grab that True Control knife one more time, and I'm just going to use my glass mat. And I'm just going to kind of trim that piece down and get it to the edge. Okay, I think that is fantastic. Now we're going to put a hanger on here. So I'm going to grab this ribbon. Let me put a couple of these things away so that they are not in the way. In that box, she also sent some Halloween ribbon. So we've got some of this here. And I'm just going to use hot glue along the back. So I think I'm going to have it probably kind of like Halloween. Well, I don't know that I need it that long. probably about like that. So we'll trim some of this off. Very nice. And then I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to grab a little highlighter actually. Let's see if this is the top. I kind of want like the top middle, like about like that. There we go. That way I don't get it kind of shifted. All right, so I'm going to bring in my my cordless hot glue gun. It's kind of neat. It has a, so you use a USB to charge it, and then you hit the button, it flashes green, and then when it's solid, it's ready. It's so good, and it just uses the little mini sticks. All right, let's decide, do we want it to hang like that? Or do we want it to hang like that? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? All right, and then I'm going to be hanging this on my front door, and I'm trying to decide if I want to hang this on its own hook or if I want to put it on top of a grapevine wreath that I have. Okay. All right, that worked nicely. And then I'll go along this side over here. And then we've got this side. Oop, gotta push that in there. There we go. Okay, and then we can cut these little extras off, so we don't need those. Okay, so here is our wood round. This came out so good. This was easy and fun and a great way to use up some adhesive vinyl and layer it on a wood round, nice and easy. Nothing super fancy, but super cute. Let me know down in the comments if you decorate for Halloween or if you're someone who decorates more for fall. I've started to do a little bit more for Halloween over the last couple of years, but mostly I still decorate for fall. Don't forget to like this video. It really does help push it out to more viewers just like you. And if you are not already, hit that subscribe button. But until I see you in the next card or craft, as always, have an amazing day and happy crafting.
Thank you all so much for watching today. I'm so glad that you can join me at my craft table. If you're not already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos arrive. Have a great day, and as always, happy crafting.